I do a lot of networking, and a frequently asked question, I've heard it this morning, what do you do? What do you do is a frequently asked question. So I want to talk about how we answer that question. And I want to think about why we do things. Because we're talented people, we've got choices. We choose to do what we do. So why do you do what you do? And in fact, why you do it is a more important question than what do you do. And then I just want to think about what makes you different from other people in the marketplace. There are some crowded marketplaces. Some represented here this morning. Crowded marketplaces where you just have to differentiate yourself and say, I do the same as lots of other people, but this is what makes me different. In front of you, between the bottles on the table, there's paper. If you'd like to pass those around, what I want you to do is just for a moment write something on these three boxes. And I want you to take a minute or so to do it. And then I just want you to work in pairs with the person next door and talk about it. But the first box, I think it's really important that we have prepared a scalable reply to the question, what do you do? We've just had a 40 seconds round. In some networking events, you might get 60 seconds. Can I just say, 40 seconds, 60 seconds, that's the maximum. Don't feel you have to fill it. Less is more. Less is more. 40 seconds round, room full of people doing 39.5 seconds. You know, it's just like, it's the maximum. So less is more. And, but you don't always have 40 seconds. This morning in that open networking thing, if someone said to you, oh yeah, nice to meet you, what do you do? If you gave them 40 seconds, they probably walked away. And sometimes you haven't got 40 seconds, you've got one sentence. So you need the one sentence, you need the two sentences, you need the 30 seconds, you need the minute. Sometimes you have more than 60 minutes. I went to a wedding recently, I sat next to a bloke, I'm going to be sat next to him for 4 hours. He said to me, what do you do? I've got him for 4 hours. Well, funny you should ask. Anyway, when he was cutting his wrist with a knife, I stopped. You know, so sometimes you've got people for a long time. You sit next to them on the bus. Have you ever sat anyone on a plane? You know, sat someone next to a plane. You've got a 4-hour flight. What do you do? They don't want 4 hours. Can I tell you that? They don't want 4 hours. But you've probably got 3 or 4 minutes to explain what you do, nature of your clients, how you got into it. So we need a scalable answer to that question. I want you to think of maybe the sentence, the one sentence that sums it up. I help newly appointed managers. I sometimes say I help people to swim when they're thrown in the deep end. Lovely little phrase, people remember it, people come up to me afterwards. It's a memorable thing. You need a memorable phrase that puts a handle on what you do so people remember you in the future. So I just wanted to think about what goes in that box. The second box down, why do you do it? This is more important, far more important, because there's lots of other people that do what you do. So why do you do it? And out of all the careers and jobs in the world, why do you choose to do what you do? So write something in that box, and then finally, what makes you different? You need to know what makes you different from the other people at that networking event.